Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shanae Show. Now, before I get started with this topic for this specific video, I wanted to say that this is the start of a new series I will be doing here on YouTube, and then I might kind of feature aspects of this series like closet cosplays on my TikTok if and when I get around to that. I'm not sure if that will be a thing, but I'm kind of hoping it will be, but it might not be for a while. And again, it'll most likely be the more closet cosplay aspect for the series. Now, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, this is how, or for the title and the first thumbnail, it's not the main thumbnail of this video, but the first one shown in the video. It's how you can turn Disneybounds into closet cosplays. I was about to say how you can turn Disneybounds into TikToks. But to kind of cover both of those topics, after thinking about it a little bit, this will be the only video where I verbally cover it. And it will be down below in the description as well. But essentially, a Disneybound is taking inspiration from a character, a Disney character, and dressing inspired by that character. So, for example, if I were to do a Disneybound inspired by Snow White, I would do a yellow top, blue skirt, and then some red in there, like a red sweater, depending on the season. You're not going to wear the costume specifically. You're not going to wear anything resembling the costume, but you're wearing an outfit that's inspired by the color scheme, the color scheme of the character. So Snow White's color scheme is red, yellow, blue, and black. And if you take the Evil Queen, for instance, it's black, like a dark purpley blue, not quite dark, but a purpley blue, red, maybe a little bit of gold, or definitely a little bit of gold, and a couple of different shades of red. So you're going to take the colors and their personality, like what they would wear if they were going to be Disneybounding to the park. And the purpose of Disneybounding is mainly for teenagers and adults, because let me double check. I think it's when you're over, what age can wear costumes to Disneyland. This will be applied to all Disney parks. Let's see. Parks. Because I think it should be for, so for any park, Disneyland, Disney World, any Disneyland Paris, Shanghai Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, and Tokyo Disney Sea, you can wear costumes if you're 13 and under. It gets a little bit tricky once you hit 13 because it's kind of harder to verify your age, especially without an ID. So it does get a little bit tricky, but 13 is the cutoff. And like I said, the purpose of Disneybounding is because people 13, 14 and up can't wear costumes to the park for obvious reasons. Like, the biggest obvious reason is that they don't want young kids, or anyone really, to approach non-cast members who are dressed up as the characters, because that takes away from the cast members' jobs. And what they're paid for. So that's the biggest reason. And also too, it's a slightly less obvious reason, but a reason nonetheless, is if you're dressed up as that character to the park, and you're not that swearing is a bad thing per se, but if you're dressed up as that character, especially if you're not a villain, but even then, if you're dressed up as that character and you're swearing, dropping the F-bomb, saying saying words that character would not say, and saying words that kids, especially young kids, would not be hearing otherwise, that can be a big shock to the kids, and that will not look good on Disney. Again, it's a little bit of a finer line for a little bit more of a blurred line with villains, but even then, it's they don't do swearing in most Disney movies, in any Disney movie. So that's like, those are like the two biggest reasons why they don't have, especially once you get into teenage years and like you're kind of starting to rebel, starting to drop the F-bomb. I kind of see swearing like in a different lights, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. So that's what Disneybounding is. And then closet cosplay, it's basically cosplaying, but you're taking what you have in your closet to cosplay as a specific character. So again, taking the idea of Snow White. Let's say you don't have enough money to buy an official Snow White costume or make one yourself, and let's say you don't have the tools or the capabilities to make a costume yourself or cosplay yourself. One second. However, let's say you have, like I mentioned for a Disneybound fair, let's say you have a yellow shirt, a blue skirt, and a red sweater. And let's say you have let's say you have like a black party wig city that you can slightly style up a little bit or maneuver in a way to make it look like a Snow White wig. That's a closet cosplay. You literally just need stuff in your closet or stuff that can be thrifted from a thrift store or for very cheap. And that's what a closet cosplay is. And this is where I think this really nicely intersects, is because like the example I just said, like you can make any Disneybound into a closet cosplay. And it's easy, and a closet cosplay of a Disney character is easy to pass off as a Disneybound, because again, if you're doing a closet cosplay, it's not the official cosplay, it's not the official outfit of that specific character. So it's very easy to pass it off as a Disneybound. So that's where this series came about. So with all of that said, 7 minutes in roughly, we're going to get to the point of this video. Now, today's video, as you saw in the official thumbnail, is specifically for the Tiki Room and then the Tiki Room characters. I'm going to do like the general Tiki Room, like you can't necessarily cosplay as the Tiki Room, but I'm going to do like a general Disneybound for the Tiki Room, and then I'm going to suggest like, I'm not going to suggest specific outfits because my closet looks very different from yours and vice versa. So I'm going to suggest color schemes to go for the Tiki Room and for the specific characters. I'm going to do 5 characters from the Tiki Room. And for the Tiki Room, it will be like humanized versions of the characters because these are birds. However, for Disneybounding from the Tiki Room specifically. Now, generally speaking, okay, I'm going to show you this. I have my Tiki Room shirt. I got this off of Etsy. If I can find it again, I'll link it down below in the description. But it says the Enchanted Tiki Room, and then at the bottom it says Take Me to Adventureland, a musical fantasy with an astonishing cast. So that's the shirt, perfect for a Disneybound, even though it's a little bit more obvious. Perfect for a Disneybound. I also have a pair of Tiki Room leggings from Park Candy. I'll link them down below in the description because you can get a lot of Disney stuff from Park Candy. Now, continuing on the obvious train. Shit, I did something. This is the Tiki Room dress that I got from the dress shop. And it was originally in Norland Square, kind of by the pirate shop, kind of down the alleyway where Eudora's Chic Boutique is. I don't know if that store was the dress shop. I don't think it was, but kind of near Eudora's Chic Boutique is where it was. And they said they had moved it to Downtown Disney, but that's not the dress shop. Like the dress shop that was in New Orleans Square, that was like dresses. It was all dresses, which I'm kind of saddened by that it's not officially around anymore. So there's that. And then also too, I realize I could have paused this, but whatever. Another good addition, especially for cooler, when it's cooler in the park and you need a change of clothes, the Spirit jersey, which I think they're still selling somewhere. It saddens me that there's not a lot of Tiki Room merchandise on the Shop Disney, which bums me out because I would buy a lot of it. But on the back it says Disneyland, although it would have been fun it said Tiki Room. But there's this again for cooler months or later in the evening nights. And again, those are like the obvious suggestions. Anything tiki, anything tropical is stuff you can wear as a Tiki Room Disneybound. Tropical. Sorry, I was just adding that in. So anything tiki, anything tropical, any tropical birds, there's a little bird thing, any tropical flowers would be perfect for a Tiki Room Disneybound. I will say that if you're doing a pattern top, try not to go for pattern bottoms unless it's the exact same pattern. Try to go for like a solid set of bottoms if you're doing a pattern top. If you're doing a pattern top, or vice versa, do a solid top if you're doing pattern bottoms. So that's my main thing. So Tiki Room, tiki, tropical imagery, bright colors, color scheme wise, if you're more of a solid color person, so go for brighter colors and warmer colors. So think reds, oranges on the brighter, warmer side for all of these. Reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blue, lighter blues. You don't want to go super dark with the blues or the purples, warmer purples and lighter browns. Again, you don't want to go super dark with these colors unless it's for a specific character that has darker colors. Like I think one character has a slightly darker purple, but it's not very dark. Now for the specific characters, the first one, our birdie host, Jose. He's the Mexican one. He's the one who's red, basically almost a whole rainbow. So he's red, orange, yellow, green, and blue and white. So any of those colors. Oh, he's wearing my shirt. This one. So you want to wear those colors. You don't have to wear all of them because that could be very clashy. But you want to try to incorporate some, if not all of those colors. Well, not all. You want to incorporate the ones that look good together, the ones you like. But again, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and white. And the next one is Michael, the Irish one. And he has yellow, green, blue, and white. And again, incorporate those colors. You can incorporate all of the colors. Like with Jose, he's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. Like, let's say you wear yellow, green, and blue. That might clash a little bit with Jose's. Or not Jose's, with Michael's. So let's say you do red, orange, and yellow. And then for your eyeshadow, if you wear makeup, like, let's say for your eyeshadow, you do yellow, green, and a little bit of green, and a little bit of blue. And you do some white. So you can, like, have the colors elsewhere to kind of incorporate all of the colors. Michael, yellow, green, and blue. Let's say you do like yellow and green outfit and then yellow and blue eyeshadow, or green and blue eyeshadow. And then Pierre is the French one, and he is red, blue, purple, and white. And you could do like a red top, purple bottoms, red and blue eyeshadow. Although that's very like American. It's very French too, so let's focus on the French part. So, and like, again, you can incorporate, like, white is a very good base color. Like, if you want to do like a white top, a red sweater, purple bottoms, and then like blue eyeshadow. That's also an option for all of these. Doing like a white base, like a white top or something. And then Fritz is our German one, our lovely German friend. He is red, orange, and white. So Fritz's is the easiest, I think, color-wise, because it's only like the 3. So you can do like orange top, red bottoms, or white top, orange bottoms, a red sweater, and then red and orange eyeshadow. And for our last character suggestion, our lovely friend Rosita. I wonder what happened to Rosita. She is actually outside in Trader Sam's Bar. Tropical not Trader Sam's. Anyway, so like when you exit the Tiki Room at Disneyland and you see that restaurant place, you see that seated eating area, just go kind of down and close to where the stand is off to the side. That's where our girl Rosita is. And she, like her and all of the lovely ladies of the ensemble. So Rosita, introducing their fully bergère with only feathers. There's Colette. Hello, Colette. Suzette. Hello, Mimi. Suzette. Wait. I had to go. I know the whole song. I have to go through it. Okay. Introducing the lovely ladies of the ensemble. Just like the fully bergère with only feathers. There's Colette. Hello, Colette. Suzette. Hello, Mimi. Suzette. Hello, Mimi. Gigi. Vivi. Josephine. So all of these girls, so there's Colette, Suzette, Mimi, Vivi, Gigi, and Josephine. So all of them, and then Rosita, they're all kind of basically the same color scheme. So white, pink, yellow, maybe doing like a black belt or like a black necklace. They're all the same. For Rosita, like if you want to do a Rosita specifically, I would maybe do like a pink and white top, and then incorporate like some sort of floral in there. Rosita would be the more obscure Tiki Room Disneybound, but that's what I would do Disneybounding wise. Closet cosplaying, that is really up to you and what you have. If you have wigs accessible, it really depends on the colors. Like my thing would be I have like a red and orange wig that I personally would use for Jose, and then also I could use it for, it has a little bit of yellow in it I think too. I could also use it for Fritz. And then so like closet cosplay, kind of the same thing, go with those color schemes. And then wig wise, again, if you have wigs, if you have these colors, Jose, I would go for a red wig, an orange wig, or a yellow wig, or like a blonde wig. Michael, he's our Irish friend. I would kind of go for, if you want to go more color scheme wise. Okay, so Jose, I'm going to go back up to Jose. Color scheme wise, go with red, orange, or yellow. If you want to be have more natural hair color, remember Jose is Mexican. So I would maybe go for like a dark brunette or black hair color. You can go lighter if you want, like a lighter brunette or a blonde. You can do whatever natural color. But I would do like, for me, what I would do is like a darker brunette or a black hair color or wig color. Michael, again, same color scheme, yellow, green, blue, and white. If I were to do Michael, I would probably do a green wig. Just because for Jose, I mentioned red, orange, or yellow. If I wanted to do like a wig that matches his feathers, I would go green. And then if I wanted to do natural, I would do red. I would do like a ginger color, like an orangey color for Michael, because he's our Irish friend. I would even go like the curly route, curly redhead. And then Pierre, I would give Pierre probably a red wig. Yeah, I would probably give him a red wig, red or blue. Again, if we're going with a French theme and matching the feathers. But if I were to give Pierre a natural, I would probably do like kind of like a more auburn wig, or you don't want like fully brunette. You want that space kind of in between ginger and brunette. So I would kind of try to find that auburny color for him, for Pierre, or I would even go blonde. So that's Pierre. And then Fritz, our German friend, I mentioned red earlier. I would also do maybe, yeah, I would, like for Fritz, I would just stick with red or orange, again matching the feathers. Like you can't really go wrong because it's Fritz is only the 3 colors. Natural, I would make Fritz blonde or black hair, a black wig. So that is what I would do cosplay wise for those 4. And then Rosita, I would give her probably like kind of like a pink lemonade type look, some blonde and some pink for her hair to like kind of match the colors like with the pink. But if I were to go fully natural, I would make her either a blonde or a redhead. Again, that's just my opinion. Either to match her feathers or to give her a more natural hair color. Or even like Rosita would be the only one I would say to also maybe do a white wig as well, because she is a white bird. So that is what I would suggest for Disneybounds, and then closet cosplay, and then how those Disneybounds can turn into closet cosplays and vice versa. Okay, so I did find the links for both the shirt and then Park Candy, and they're down below in the description. If I can find. Okay, I went to the shop actually, so give me 1 minute. There's another shirt that I need to get. Oh boy. Okay, I will also link this one down. We'll also link that shirt down below in the description, because there's that shirt too. So that is all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.